Stoicism explained for the bros. We're gonna learn something today, which you can then use to flex on your homies. Two concepts, two levels. Level 1, level 2, and these explain the 50-50 of Stoicism. Let's start with level 1, and this pen is getting cooked. The Stoic fork of dichotomy of control. You probably already know this, so I'm going to keep it short. This is the easiest one to explain and the easiest one to understand as well. In life, there's going to be a lot of different things that could come at you. There could be a lot of different things that could happen, and usually they can be classified into two categories broadly: controllable and uncontrollable factor. Now let's start with an example. So it's raining outside. You're about to go out, maybe to your college, office, work, whatever it is. You're about to go out and you notice that the weather is bad. It's very cloudy. It's about to rain. Maybe it is raining. If you look at the weather and start whining about it, it's an uncontrollable factor. Worrying about it does not change things. But if you worry instead about carrying an umbrella or a raincoat, that's a controllable thing. You can do that. You can't control the weather, so you put it in the uncontrollable box. But you can do something about the umbrella that you can carry to mitigate the problem, so you put it in the controllable box. And then once you have classified things, you will stop worrying about the uncontrollable factors and you will only worry about the controllable factors. Because worrying about the weather is not going to change anything. It's going to just give you a slightly higher cortisol. That's it. The next one is going to be amor fati. Probably heard about this somewhere before, and it's actually a very deep knowledge. Fancy words, you can use this to flex on your homies, but it's a little bit more difficult to explain and to understand because there is a certain subtlety to this knowledge. Amor fati loosely translate into love of the fate. Fate meaning whatever is written for you, whatever is gonna happen to you, whatever's pre-decided for you. In other words, uncontrollable factors. You're gonna start to love the uncontrollable factors. Let's link these two. So we've established that the weather is an uncontrollable factor and you're gonna stop worrying about the weather. Now we shift this over here. This sounds a lot like, wait, let me use a different ink. If you look at this sounds a lot like tolerance, doesn't it? It sounds like you're tolerating the weather, you're just accepting the fact that the weather is a certain way and you will just have to live with it. But isn't happiness better than tolerance? If a kid came to play with you with some toys, wouldn't the experience would be happier if you would be happy about playing with a kid instead of being like, yeah, fine, I'll just play with you? Can I get what I'm saying here? So tolerance is fine, it's like level 1, but if you really want to move into stoicism, you will have to be welcoming. You will have to have some happiness regarding this uncontrollable factor. So instead of tolerance, you're gonna shift this to happiness. I'm glad that the weather is raining. And then you're gonna find some random reason as to why. Because in every situation, you will notice this, that there are gonna be things which you can find to paint the situation as a happy one. You can look at any situation in life. Maybe it's a breakup, maybe it's bad weather. Both the examples which I'm going to talk about in this video. It does not matter which situation you are in. You will always find reasons if you want to make that situation look more happier than you might think initially. So we're going to run a simulation to explain this point further, explain this entire concept of stoicism properly. We're going to run a simulation. We're going to run a simulation like a pro. So let's take just one situation in your life that could happen to you, and it is a breakup. Let's take the example of a breakup because this happens with everybody, almost everybody, not the church. Church don't get broken up on because anyways, we'll not talk about that. Now if you move to level 1, the dichotomy of control. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but why do you want to be a stoic? A stoic is a person who practices stoicism, by the way, if you didn't know. Why would you want to be a stoic person? Any bad situation that happens in your life, so for example the bad weather, the breakup that I'm about to talk on, any bad situation in your life, it could make you or break you. Stoicism helps you in the make you process. Stoicism helps you process that information, process that bit of emotion, and look at that situation in a much more positive light than before, so that you can not be destroyed by the problem and focus back on your life as quick as possible. So if you want to be stoic after this breakup, first, dichotomy of control. You realize that you cannot control the girl anymore. You cannot control the girl's movements. It is the girl's decision to leave you, and it's been made. What if it's not? What if it's your decision? Then yeah, it is a controllable factor for you to try and get the girl back. Fine, but do you want it? No. We'll just assume that the girl has left you, because that will usually make you feel sad. If you are the one who is breaking up, you probably will not feel extremely sad. So, the girl leaving you, you cannot control the movements of the girls. It's an uncontrollable factor. But you can control your own actions. You can control if you hit the gym. You can control if you go to work. You can control if you meditate, journal, try to process this bad emotion. You can control these things. Hitting her up on the DMs, trying to get her back will not work because you cannot control her at all. You separated these things and now you stopped worrying about her and you only worry about yourself. Now we'll move this from tolerance to happiness. How can you be happy about this breakup? Realize that there are so many different opportunities that have now opened up because of this breakup. You can just use this breakup, and convert it into free motivation. This is gonna fuel you up for the next few months, bro. Like, so you've gone through this breakup, right? You realize that this is free motivation. This will keep you fueled up in the gym for like 3-4 months. Boom, great stuff. And there are so many other ways in which you can look at a breakup for it to seem happy. A happy situation. I'm glad that this breakup happened with me. Why? Because now I'm more motivated to hit the gym. Now I can hang out with my homies a lot more. Now I can finally go on that road trip or that camping trip or whatever, which my ex did not allow me to. Now I can finally run game. I can actually practice social skills and maybe even find somebody better than her. I was forced to go through this bad situation in life, which has eventually turned me into a better version than my past self. So this is good for me. Thank you for the breakup. You start with sadness. Actually, full disclosure, my microphone got stopped, so I kept on recording. That's why there's some text on the table which you don't recognize. But you start with sadness, then you move sadness to tolerating, and then you start being happy about it. You move everything to happiness.